Okay, so when we had this failure in our last segment, and I was sneaking suspicion it was my old nemesis, poor extrusion. That's why this bottom was, the bottom is squishy. So that means that not enough filament was being extruded, and that's why this joint was weak. So I went ahead and replaced the heat break tube. Now for PLA, I'm finding I can go a couple of months, maybe 600 hours. I have another video about that I think is posted by now. But how long your heat break tube lasts before things get gummed up too much, you need to replace it. But with PLA, I'm printing at 225. With this PETG, I'm printing at 237, and it seems to get gunked up a lot more often. So I think I replaced it about a month ago. So possibly I haven't done some extensive testing yet, but I think, because mostly I print PLA, I just print PETG for a few things. I'm thinking that I'm going to have to, if I'm using PETG, I'm going to want to, probably when I go back to PLA, I might just want to replace it then. So, in any case, this looks a lot stronger. I went ahead and printed this at 237 and 65-degree bed temperature. So let's see how it came out. A little spring at the end, we don't care about that. Let's see what we got there. Yeah, so the bed adhesion is good, and the bottom looks super clean now, so this is the bottom. The other one, you can see some white areas, that's where there's bad extrusion. So. And this joint is strong. It's cracking a little bit, but here's some other PETG that this is even stronger. Yeah, this is going to crack. So. Okay, well, I'm not super happy about that. I think, I guess I'm going to go to 239 and no fan and see what happens. That's our next test. So we want to dial this in because we're going to be putting something pretty big with this, and we're going to have to be strong. So this is the PETG, black PETG, and you can see this is super strong. All right, so we'll try one more test with this bed and layer adhesion test. All right, here we go with 239 and no fan. This little spring at the end, we don't care about that. Seems strong. Let's see how it comes off. Bed adhesion is good. Came off clean. The bottom looks clean. And it is stronger. Yep. Okay. So here's our, I think this is, pretty sure this is California Filament. It's my favorite PLA or PETG filament, but they didn't make any gold color like this. This is the Polymaker, and it is as strong as this. I'm flexing it pretty hard, it's not breaking. So, all right, we got our parameters set. That's always fun. Now the lettering looks good. The top of this shiny here. The teeny bit of remelting over here, but I think that's a big deal. Lettering is good. The indented lettering is good. So I think this filament's going to work perfect for our project. But first we're going to print Benchy, just for a fun print. All right, here's our fun print. We're going to print Benchy 3D Benchy. It's got some printing on the bottom. And the main thing is that my product has sloping sides like this, so I think this will be a good test. Also check all of our cooling and stringing. If you haven't got your parameters dialed in, you get a lot of stringing in this area. And if you're too hot, this little flag post on the back here is going to be all melty. So this is a great test. It does bridging and smooth sides. You can check for smooth sides. So we'll go ahead and print this up. So we got it set up for our profile. So again, we're printing bed temperature 65, extruder temperature 239, and cooling 0 on the first layer and 10% on the second layer and above. So let's see how long it's going to take to print. Hour and 16 minutes, not too bad. And these are fun to look at when you get all done. So I'll switch over to the time lapse for this. All right, here's Benchy. I think it's got some problems, but we're going to check it out. Bed adhesion is good. Bottom looks pretty good. But the front, you can see all this melting, remelting. Here's another PETG. This is Prusa. And you can see, this is printed with 10% fan. You can see there's no problems in the front here. In the back, this isn't too bad. The roof, I think there's some remelting on the roof there. You see those little holes there? You don't see that on this one. So I think what we're going to do is, this worked with no fan, but I think because this is in an enclosure, you need some cooling to get this to avoid remelting, because this is not acceptable. If I printed my product with this on it, it's going to be a throw it out situation. So I'm going to try this again with 5% fan. Hopefully that'll do the trick. Alright, here's our, let's see, 4th attempt at this test. So unfortunately this is how things work. This seems strong. That's good. I also lowered the bed temperature to 60 because I think it was sticking a little bit too well to me. So still sticking about the same. So I'm going to leave it at 60. So the bottom looks pretty good. Yeah, it's alright. And see how strong it is. It's strong, and we avoided the remelting issues that were on the last one. So if you look over here in this corner, you can see there's some little bubbles here, and that's where it remelts the surface because there's no cooling. This one looks a lot cleaner. And let's compare this side. Yeah, so I think these letters, or the one that's cooled, looks slightly cleaner because it's cooling. So the one on the right is the no fan. The one on the left is 5% fan. So. All right, so we're gonna go 5% fan. We go ahead and print Benchy again. I mean, we're gonna be printing a lot with this, with big giant, some of my biggest products. So I'm gonna make sure that's working well. So I'd rather print something small like this and see if it can print that smooth like it did this one. So, all right, so we're gonna do Benchy with 60-degree bed temperature, 239, and 5% fan after the first layer. All right, here's our second Benchy with 239, 60-degree bed temperature, and so that came off really nicely. It was a good adhesion, but it came off nicely. Bottom is super clean, and you can see the front, unlike this one. On the left is 0 fan, this is 5% fan. And this is plenty strong. I'm flexing this. So here's the one with the Prusa filament. And on the right is the Polymaker. You can see the side is really smooth. It's got these little bumps here. You can't really do anything about that. If you really don't like them, you can sand it. But that's not going to bother me for my product. All the details are super great on this. Look at the roof this time, it's perfectly solid. This one we did before, has a bunch of holes in it because it was remelting. And look at the crispness of this smokestack on top compared to the one on the right, which was the previous one with no fan. You can see it's all bubbly. So I think I really dialed this in. I'm really happy with this filament. It's got exactly the color I'm looking for. It's a nice deep gold color. This Prusa one is really too shiny, so I don't really like that. So I'm going to be using this for my product, and I'll tack that on at the end of this video. So. Okay, here's the finished product. It's a tray used for Sabacc. It's a Star Wars poker. So there's 2 pots in Star Wars poker. There's the hand pot and then a Sabacc pot. If you don't get a Sabacc, which is a particular hand in Sabacc poker, then the Sabacc pot carries over to the next round. So this is with the Hatchbox True Gold PETG. So this is the one I did with, I started using Polymaker. Color's a little bit brighter. Sort of see the difference. The lighting here is kind of tricky, but This is what I did with that. This one came out okay, but other ones I had lots of layer problems. This one was particularly bad. Let's see this. So this printed very inconsistently for me. It was very tricky to get the parameters correct, whereas the Hatchbox, I was able to print this at 0.3mm layer lines and at 3,000 millimeters per minute. So this prints in about 7 hours and 20 minutes. And this one, the good one I did get out of this one, I had to print at 0.2mm, and that took over 10 hours. So Hatchbox is the winner over Polymaker, and unfortunately I don't really have another use for this. It's too tricky to print with, so I don't really want to use it for prototyping. So unfortunately I'm going to have to recycle this. So luckily it is recyclable, so that's a plus. It also comes in this cardboard thing. So going forward we're going to be using the Hatchbox, and we may use Hatchbox for some other projects. We'll see.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Post a comment if you have any questions or ideas, and I'll try to respond. That's all for now, but more videos are coming, and if you want to see them, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification icon if you don't want to miss one. This is Beta Cygni signing out, and keep looking up.